I want to announce two, count them, two contests that we're about to launch at Status Coup. So I'm going to keep it real for you folks. I'm going to keep it super real as I always do. Here's the real deal. We are doing multiple things at once here. So obviously, we are pushing hard to raise money in GoFundMe. We got to raise money if we want to have the money to not only cover the Bernie Sanders campaign, but cover other stories that are super, super important that, trust me, no one else is covering. I'm not just talking about Flint. I'm talking about other water contamination around the country. I'm talking about other police brutality cases. I'm talking about a lot of state and local level corruption. I'm talking about other pipelines that are being barreled under the ground that you have no idea about, probably seizing your neighbors or possibly coming down the pike, seizing your land via eminent domain. So there is so much to cover, and frankly, we are not taking shortcuts. We are not taking shortcuts at Status Coup. So we're not accepting large funding from corporations. We're not accepting funding from special interests in Wall Street or the fossil fuel industry or defense industry or anybody. And by the way, I ain't going to get into details, but we already had one offer from a pretty awful corporation, and I told them to go fuck themselves. So here's the deal. We gotta do two things at once. I am quite aware that there are other organizations out there that are trying to build paid membership. I say if you want to, you could be a paid member anywhere you want. That's fine. I am humbly asking you to consider becoming a paid member of Status Coup. I will tell you why. So, bottom line, we're gonna get to the 70,000 in GoFundMe. We basically, long term, as a business model, the business model we want is pay to grow our paid membership. So that's a monthly subscriber. Obviously, you'll get the YouTube channel and my daily live streams and my Sunday marathons free, but you're also going to get a hell of a lot bonus content from me, Jen, Ty, Colin, and eventually other people that we hire. So also what boosting the membership does, it makes sense. The higher numbers of members we get and the higher revenue that comes from that, the easier it's going to be for us to go to potential funders who align with our vision, who are aligned with our vision, not corporate hacks, not plutocrats giving money to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama or Republicans, but there are individuals and there are corporations out there that we want to target for larger funding, but we need to boost our numbers. So here's the deal. We launched our paid membership. You could go to statuscoup.com /join, statuscoup.com/join. So right now we have 62 members. And that is, we just launched membership only a few weeks ago. So we have 62 paid members to go along with 300 something patrons. We want to get to 165 members. I just put that number out there because that would be roughly 100 new member signups by the end of January. So there's the link, statuscoup.com/join. Thank you, Colin, for making that badass graphic. And I said, you know what? Our slogan here at Status Coup is giving the microphone back to the people. So why don't I just do it as part of this contest? So what we're going to do, every time, if you sign up as a member, I want you to email Jordan at protonmail.com. Email Jordan at protonmail.com. So that is my email. So it's coming to me. If you sign up as a member, and by the way, existing members, you're grandfathered into this too. So you can email Jordan at protonmail.com too. So it's for existing members and future members that sign up. So I want you to email me, and I want you to tell me a story going on where you live, or a story going on, maybe not where you live, but that you would like to see covered in the field. At the end of the month, if we hit that number, or 165, Ty and I are going to go out in the field and we are going to cover the story. We are going to cover in the field a story from one of you that we select. I don't want to do a raffle because there's apparently some legal things with that. So Ty and I and Jen are going to select what we think is the best story, and it could be anything. It could be if you send us a story about corruption at your local PTA, hey, if it's compelling, we're going out there. We're going out there. We want you to decide which story we cover in the field. But we're not only going to stop there. We're not only going to stop there. So that is the top member suggestion that we decide is we're going to go out in the field based on what you tell us needs to be covered. Now, to be clear, don't tell us you want us to like go to Mars and cover corruption on Mars or something crazy. But we want to show you that we are giving you the microphone. The number one pick, who we decide, Ty and I are going in the field based on what you tell us to cover. And if it's something in your community, hey, you could come on with us as long as you're not a crazy person who's going to kill us. If we pick your story in your local community, you could come on with us, and you could even we'll go out to dinner, whatever. Jen's not here, so I could do whatever I want. So the remaining 9, we're going to cover the stories you pick, not in the field, but on statuscoup.com, on Status Coup's YouTube for an hour. We'll probably do it on the Sunday Marathon, and we'll probably want to interview you for the story that you cover. We have one more contest for you, and this is going to be a long-term, past January contest. And this is for GoFundMe. This is our GoFundMe contest, and this will be ongoing. So, any person who donates to the GoFundMe during our live streams. So this is only during our live streams. So we are live from 5 to 6 Eastern, Monday through Friday. Any person that donates at gofundme.com/status-coup-news. I don't care what the amount is. It could be as low as $5. I think GoFundMe only let the lowest you could be allowed is $5. Any GoFundMe donation during our live stream, you have to leave a comment while you're donating. So basically, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Sunday during the marathon live streams, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday during the live stream, during our live streams. That is the time to donate. And then we're going to look through all the GoFundMe donations and your comments, and we're going to pick the ones that we think were the best. And each week we're going to interview a viewer. I'm going to interview viewers. Jen's going to interview viewers. Ty is going to interview viewers, and then we're going to air that on the Sunday during the Sunday Marathon, because we don't want our slogan to be "Give the microphone back to the people" if we're not talking directly to the people and our viewers. So doesn't have to be $5,000 donor. It could be a $5 donor. We're going to read the comments. And the best comment each week is going to be invited on our marathon. We're probably going to record them, but we might also bring you on live now that we have the equipment to have live interviews. So not everybody wants to be interviewed. So obviously you don't have to. You could leave a comment and say, I don't want to be interviewed. But for those who do, because I want to hear your stories. I want to hear what's going on in your community. I want to hear, what do you want covered through Status Coup? I want to know what's going on in your neck of the woods. What's going on in your workplace? You can be, if you don't want to tell certain things because you're afraid to get in trouble, that's fine too. If you don't want to talk politics because you think it would get you in trouble with your job, that's fine too. But we want the people. We want our Sunday marathons to be more than just me interviewing, writers and political activists. We want to interview you, the viewer. So any amount is fine, but it has to be during our live streams because that's the most likely time people are going to donate. And all of you are going to be eligible. And we'll pick each week the comment that stood out to us the most. We ask you, because the weird thing is with GoFundMe, for some reason with the GoFundMe, it doesn't show your email. So we see that you donated, but it doesn't show your email. So if you want to be eligible to donate, if you want to be eligible for us to reach out to you for this interview, when you make the comment, please put in your email address. So the comments we pick, we can email you and ask you for if you want to do the interview. We just can't, for whatever reason, GoFundMe doesn't give your emails to us. We'll remind you about these contests. Like I said, the membership contest is just for January. We hope you'll consider becoming a member. We want to get that number up to 165. We hope you'll donate during the GoFundMe, during the live streams to GoFundMe. And all of this, folks, is also not just for long-term growth. We need to build up the revenue for this company so we have enough money to cover Bernie Sanders' campaign. Because unfortunately, right now, if you're paying attention, if there's not true, and I mean true, independent media out there to counteract the corporate propaganda against Bernie Sanders, I don't think he has a shot. This corporate propaganda is way, way too strong. And if you don't have real independent media out there at every primary, at most of his rallies, then his message is going to get drowned out.